Hey everybody, it's Sophia from No Love Lost 2.0. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So it's been a while since I've recorded a podcast. I just had been a lot busy, life, things be happening. But I'm back and I'm ready to talk to you guys. So I've been reading this book called Let Them, and it taught me a lot about how you communicate with people. And I already know how to communicate effectively to get myself heard or to understand what somebody's trying to explain to me. But it also made me really, for the first time, realize that if you actually look at an adult and you say, you know what, you're acting like a child. And you know what, instead of reacting with that same energy that you're giving me when you're being negative or you're being spiteful, I'm going to give you the energy of how I would treat a child, meaning I'm not going to engage in going back and forth and being disrespectful and arguing with you in a manner that is not of me. And I've always known that, right? So reading this book has really enlightened me. It has taught me a different way to communicate that I didn't even know. And it's taught me how to effectively look at situations a little differently. When someone's making you feel small or someone's but disrespecting you. And yes, we all know you don't have to go back and forth with a person. You always can turn the other cheek and you always can move on past the situation and separate yourself. But sometimes we have to acknowledge that those situations cannot just be separated and they have to be hit at the forefront. You cannot allow yourself to sit here and demonize every situation or every person that comes and interacts with your life that causes somewhat of discomfort. You have to be able to understand and see them for who they are instead of reacting to the emotion that you feel when the person is attacking you. And I know that I tell people, take the high road, take the high road. And you can take the high road and still address a situation. You could take the high road and still be adamant about being respected and not allowing behavior around you. If someone does not treat you the way you want to be treated, you do have the right to remove yourself from that situation. But also make sure that you actually understand why you're removing yourself from that situation. Don't let it just be the pain and the emotion, because sometimes the way people interact with you, it says a lot about them versus what they say about you. And how do you navigate and choose how to engage with that person is up to you. So that is what this book is just taught me, different ways to communicate that understanding. Not that I didn't have that understanding before, it just taught me different ways to communicate it. And it brought me back to a story of two people I know. They've been friends for years and they have a toxic relationship. They go back and forth all the time. And I am a big advocate that, you know, family you're born into, but you choose who you decide to be your family. And I am not a person that would engage with people who make me always get into arguments, always wanting to fight with me, always wanting to put me down, always wanting to belittle. And I was thinking about these two people who are in a close friendship and how they navigate. And I thought about it and I said, I had said to them, I said, you should read this book. Because if you allow each other to be your authentic selves instead of setting a standard, it will really teach you that maybe you are the reason why you're always upset, not the other person, because they have shown you who they are. They have displayed that emotion, they have given you everything that you don't like about them, and yet you still engage, you still interact, you still put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable in order to feel comfortable in their presence. A person that cares about you and acknowledges something that they have done that may have hurt you will not sit here and expect you to continue to be accepting of their behavior. And instead of arguing with them and fighting with them and bickering with them and going back and forth, you as a person have to be in control. You have to be in control on how you move going forward in all situations involving someone that you feel does not give you the respect that you desire or that you deserve. Because if you're giving that same respect to them, you expect somebody that you care about to give it back to you. But that's not always the case. And like these two people that are friends, they have been through it. They have argued, they have yelled, they have screamed, they have been hurt by each other, but still navigate and still talk to each other and still put each other's emotions ahead of the actual friendship. And I said, if you guys are actually friends and you guys actually really care genuinely about each other, why is it that you are never in a positive place? You always find yourself in a negative space. Do you have more good times with this person? Or do you have more bad times? And that's the question you have to start asking yourself. Instead of asking that other person, do I have good times with you? Start asking yourself, do I enjoy their company? Do they make me feel comfortable? Do I feel safe with them? Can I trust them? When you start having those conversations with yourself, it will really make you navigate through some shit that you wasn't even ready to. It will really make you look at situations differently, that you don't have to react with your emotions. You don't have to react with an attack. You don't have to put yourself in a position of anger to get your point across. Sometimes it may be sitting with yourself and saying, do I have more good times with this person or bad times with this person? And you have to see which one outweighs the other. And then you have to be the person to take control of that situation. And sometimes that could be through communication and having a conversation, or that can be sometimes of telling someone, you know what? Right now, where you are and where I am is not working. And the more that we try to push it forward to make it work, the more I realize that I need to remove myself. And that is okay. Some people get stuck on the fact that they have known people for years, or they've had this close relationship with people for years. So that automatically means that this person gets to keep hurting them. That means that, oh, well, you know what? I don't want to lose this person because they've been in my life for so long. But I always tell people, the length of time I've known you means nothing to the disrespect that you show me, because I'm going to believe your disrespect. I'm not going to sit up here and question you why you do this. I'm going to believe the behavior that you display to me. I'm going to believe who you say you are to me. I'm going to believe you to be who you show me to be. And instead of giving you the energy that you desire because you want me to care about the emotion that you feel, I'm going to navigate how to positively be in control of myself, and how do I choose to navigate with you. And that's what I had told one of the people in that friendship. I said, it's up to you how you choose to navigate and love that person. Sometimes you have to love people and not be in their life. Sometimes there's people I love that I cannot be in their life, and they cannot be in mine. And I'm sure there's people that love me but can't be in my life because maybe I've done something or they've done something. It does not matter. What it comes to is people have to make a conscious decision on how they want to react to certain situations and how they want to move going forward. If you're always in an argumentative situation, or going back and forth with someone on how they treat you or how their emotions affect you, you're not in control. You're not in control. You're not in control of a situation when you can't control yourself. You cannot sit up here and expect people to act the way you want them to act. You have to look at people for who they are, accept them for who they are, and choose how you want to navigate that relationship. Because you can say, oh, well, I don't want to accept them. I want them to change. But people only change if they choose to. People have to change because they want to. If you sit up here and go back to a person and say, you do something I don't like when you call me this name, I don't like when you interact with me or make me uncomfortable, and they sit up here and do nothing to change it, and they know, and you have spoken to them and you have had an appropriate, clear conversation with them about it, you are no longer the person that has to worry about their emotions. You know why? Because it's not your responsibility to control or manipulate or sit up here and tell somebody how to be. Even if somebody is not acting the way you want them to, you have to see that if they're willing to change, you have the conversation with them. If they're not willing to change, you have the conversation for you. Sometimes telling people how you feel is not about them. It's about you. It's about you saying how you feel to get that emotion and that thing that may be sitting on your shoulders, that weight off of yourself. Because you have to always remember you're not in control of others' emotions. You're only in control of yours. And how people treat you is conditioned to how you allow them. Because if you allow someone to disrespect you, that is you. If you allow someone to call you out your name or make you feel small, or every time they're with you, they make you uncomfortable because they desire something from you that you're not willing to give them, it comes a point where you have to hold yourself accountable. You can try to hold people accountable for their actions, but it's up to them to take accountability. What you have to remember is that your life choices are all up to you. Your life choices are all up to you. I say that your life choices are all up to you. The choices you make in this life that you live are all up to you. Make sure you subscribe to No Love Lost 2.0. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, as well as Apple. Make sure you continue to show the love to the page. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow the page, as well as making sure if you have any commentary or any conversations that you want to come on a podcast or want me to talk about, make sure you hit that email and hit that link in my bio, and you can find out how to contact me. Don't forget, it's one love.